Tonight's breaking story is one you don't want to miss. You're about to see Mike Johnson get absolutely dismantled with a live fact check on CNN. And honestly, it feels like every time he shows up, things just spiral further downhill for him. For a split second, I almost feel a little sympathy. But let's be real, I don't. Because here's the truth. Mike Johnson has turned himself into a full-on spectacle, a walking, talking clown show. And if that wasn't enough, he recently slipped up in the most embarrassing way possible. A Freudian slip so awkward, it practically wrote its own headline. That's the level we're dealing with here.
Republican congressman, allegedly one of his staffers had something in the background or something in a Zoom. That's what I heard this morning. He says that that's not his, and there's a proper investigation ongoing, and the congressman did exactly what he should have done, and that is report it. It's under investigation, and I can't comment on it any further until that's done, but I will say, obviously, that is not the principles of the Republican Party. We stand for the founding principles of America. You want me to articulate them for you right now? Individual freedom, limited government, the rule of law, peace through strength, fiscal responsibility, free markets, human dignity, the things that lead to human flourishing. We have stood against that. We fought the Nazis. We defended that evil ideology.
That Freudian slip was already humiliating enough, and the internet wasted no time tearing Mike Johnson apart, turning him into the punchline of the week. But believe it or not, things just got even worse for him. Tonight's top story: Mike Johnson walked straight into a live fact check on CNN, and it backfired in spectacular fashion. Here's what went down. During a tense interview with Jake Tapper, the House Speaker tried to spin the government shutdown as the Democrats' fault. He claimed they were the ones cutting off funding streams and that they could end the shutdown instantly if they wanted to. But Tapper wasn't buying it. Right there, live on air, Tapper cut him off with a brutal fact check. He reminded Johnson and the entire audience that Republicans currently hold the House, the Senate, and the White House. Then he laid out what's really happening. Russ Vought, Trump's budget director, is using this shutdown as an opportunity to fire government workers, part of a bigger plan under Project 2025 to shrink the federal workforce. In other words, this isn't about Democrats blocking funding at all. It's about Republicans deliberately weaponizing the shutdown itself. And when Tapper hit him with that reality check, Johnson looked completely rattled, stammering, fumbling, and eventually tripping over a weak answer about back pay, an issue Trump has already hinted he might oppose.
The director of the Office of Management and Budget, Russ Vought, is taking the shutdown opportunity to fire for good federal workers, not just to furlough, but to fire them. Multiple Republican lawmakers tell CNN that they're only finding out about the administration decisions on layoffs and contract cancellations after they've already been made public. Congressman Mark Amodei says he found out that $202 million worth of battery recycling projects were being canceled in his Nevada district via press release. He said, quote, "The communications culture sucks." Do you think the Trump administration is giving you, the legislative branch, these details sufficiently? And if so, are you passing all this information along to your members?
Look, the Trump administration is doing the very best they can with a very difficult situation. It is the Democrats who have voted now 10 times to keep the government shut down and require all of these reductions in force and the determination about what are essential programs, policies, and personnel and what are not. This is an unenviable situation that no one in the White House relishes. The president asked Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer himself in the Oval Office, in my presence, and with Leader Thune, to please not shut the government down. Before any of this began, we never had to go down this road. But now that the Democrats keep deciding to keep the government shut down, they are forcing the administration to triage federal spending. Why? Because they have turned off the funding streams, Jake. That is what's happened. They can make this stop immediately if they will just do the simple and right thing. Pass our simple 24-page bill that just merely says status quo, keep the lights on. Democrats refuse to do it. They are the ones that are inflicting this pain on the people.
That's not really quite accurate. I mean, Russ Vought is taking this opportunity to fire workers because they want to reduce the size of the federal workforce. None of these people are being paid anyway. It's not as though these furloughed workers are sapping up a budget. They're not being paid. This is an opportunity by Russ Vought to shrink government, as he has outlined in Project 2025 and other places.
No, look, this is a very important distinction. The furloughed workers do get paid on the back end. They get that pay back to them. It's reimbursed, as you know. That's how it works. That's the statute and the tradition and the practice. Russ Vought does want to reduce the size and scope of government, as does every common sense American, because the federal government is too big. It does too many things, and it does almost nothing well. As Reagan said, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem. We want to reform it. But this is a very important point, Jake. Russ Vought doesn't want to go about it this way, nor does President Trump, nor does any Republican in Congress. We want to do it through the regular order, the regular process of the Congress.
And that's where we'll wrap things up for today. If you made it this far, first of all, thank you. Seriously, your time and attention mean a lot, and it's what keeps this channel going. Now, if you enjoyed hanging out here, don't just disappear into the YouTube void. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. I've got plenty more content lined up, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. But more than that, I'd love to hear from you. Drop your thoughts, reactions, or even just a quick hello down in the comments. I read as many as I can, and your feedback not only helps me improve, it also builds this community into something bigger than just a channel. And hey, if you want to take it a step further, share this video with a friend who might enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about me talking into a camera. It's about creating conversations that spread beyond this screen. So until next time, take care of yourselves, keep chasing what inspires you, and I'll see you in the next one.